Drones are all the rage right now on modern battlefields, so let's talk a little bit about air defense techniques to try and mitigate some of the advantages that drones offer. Fundamentally, when we talk about air defense, there are two different types. There's active air defense and there's passive air defense. Active air defense is anything you've got to knock that drone out of the sky. It could be missiles, it could be a shotgun in the fire team, it could be even electronic warfare, jamming or taking control over the drone, whatever it is, so that you are able to, it is your method to identify and kill that drone, or the drone operators even. That is a method of active air defense. However, that can be pretty tough. Shotguns have a limited range. Sometimes the economics don't make sense. Do you want to shoot a $4 million missile at a $500 drone? You can't do that all the time. And if there's a million of these drones, then the economics don't really work. So we need to find ways to have passive air defense. Passive air defense is all the things you can do at your team unit level that make you harder to be identified and targeted by the drone. So here is a really good example of bad passive air defense. If you're just walking down a road in the open, that is going to be very easy for a drone to identify, even one without thermal capabilities or anything like that. Good air defense, good passive air defense, is getting out into the brush. It's going to move a little bit slower, but you'll be harder to identify. Even the best thermal drones have a really tough time penetrating really thick cover. And even if they do identify you, it's still really hard to follow you and actually target you with mortars or FPV drones and whatnot, as long as you're in that thick brush. Similarly, if you're setting up observation posts or digging in fighting positions and everything like that, make sure you're using camo nets. Make sure when you're digging out and you're not throwing the dirt all around your fighting position, because it becomes very apparent from the air what that looks like. If you string up camo nets, besides just having effective techniques for like concealment and camouflage, it also, with drones, these little quadcopter style, they have a tough time bouncing through that stuff, and it may give you a little bit extra time to escape if they do target you, because it'll get caught in the netting, in the thick vegetation and everything like that. You can also recognize the terrain of how it works. Naturally, the drones, a lot of these quadcopter type drones, have a limited range of only about a mile in thick vegetated terrain, because the foliage scatters the radio signals. So if you know roughly where the enemy is, where the enemy is piling out of, you kind of can get an idea of where the drone is going to be. So if the drone has to be over here because they can't go much farther, you can use terrain as well to mask your movement, because it makes it that much harder to see down. Or you just back way out and about, cover a lot of ground, and double back if you need to move over here. Kind of go at it from a cloverleaf perspective. That way you're not, moving adjacent to the actual drone itself. So keep that in mind. As we said, active air defense is your ability to knock the drone out of the sky. Passive air defense is your ability to limit how the drone observes you.